Stranger, I'm not used to seeing you here. I thought you did all of your training in the field.
I do.
So you just thought you'd drop by for a visit, huh?
Yes.
Well, Ken's showing me a couple of new mental techniques to use in battle. His teachings have greatly helped me expand my fighting style and my spiritual prowess, as he calls it.
I hear you have a mission assignment. You and Svetlana are to find the yacht for Guile. Svetlana are to find the yacht for Guile.
You hear a lot. It's a damn treasure hunt.
Ah, but the forests are supposedly overrun with werewolves once again. I would gladly join you if the Colonel did not fear human interaction on this mission.
Stranger, come and fight. I'll step out and you can take on Mollet. He's got to be the toughest bastard in the world. Even when he's holding back, I can barely last 5 minutes. I'd hate to fight against him when he isn't pulling his punches.
Yes, stranger. Let us spar.
I don't think you'd like the outcome.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
The world is a dark place.
Who will protect the world from darkness?
We will. Have either of you ever heard of the Yathvogil stone?
The Yathgi?
When you've heard of it, I suspected you might.
Only through legend. It's the holy grail of the vampire world. The vampire who wields it is said to be immune to those things that would kill any other vampire. He can walk anywhere, even in sunlight, and strike down man or beast with a thought.
Yes, those are the legends. Some even suggest that the stone is the petrified heart of an ancient vampire. But legends aside, we think we've tracked down the artifact.
I always thought that it was just as much a myth as the Holy Grail.
What makes you think the Grail is a myth?
Yes, well, we think we might have found the Yathvogil stone. Our intelligence suggests that a castle in Germany by the name of Gaustadt was the last known location of the artifact. Rumors, of course, but reports of strange creatures and supernatural events have been becoming suspiciously more frequent over the past century. But whether the stone is there or not, something is drawing the supernatural to that mountain.
This is beginning to sound like a research assignment.
With what's happening in Stern, Switzerland right now, there is a 17-mile-long accelerator that lies 300 feet beneath the surface of the ground. This area is where France and Switzerland come together. So part of this accelerator is located in France and part of it in Switzerland. It is a joint European project. The United States of America is there as an observer. But the brain power that's going in to this experimentation originates in Europe. They are attempting to recreate what they believe happened think, my goodness, let's see how this is put together. And so you start taking the house apart and you expect to find nails, but instead you find glue. That fascinates you that much more because you find glue holding this house together. You wonder to yourself, what was this glue like before its hardened state? Because you see, once the glue glues the things together, it hardens, solidifies. They want to know what the glue was like in its liquid state. So they're going through this to go back to that point to where they can separate and find out what this was like then. And by doing that, of course, they can build on the information and knowledge that they attain. Now, what's going to follow in the message this morning is the implications of what's going on. But let me give you just a little bit of what has been happening. Where they have done this experimentation, strange things are happening, unexpected by the scientists. Paranormal phenomena, they like to call it. Apparitions, ghosts, all kinds of demonic spirits are beginning to manifest themselves in ways. Here we have, in Bern, Switzerland, a huge wheel. Inside that wheel is a Hindu god, and his name is Shiva. He does a dance of destruction inside that wheel, and his purpose is he is one of the triad gods, one of the greatest gods of Hinduism. Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. Brahma is the god of creation. Vishnu is the god of preservation. But Shiva is the god of destruction. The way the Hindu sees it is that when Shiva destroys, it's not for the purpose of annihilation. He destroys so that Brahma can come and recreate. So now when the Hindus, since they're scientists, discern, they put this out there in front. And so what these people are doing with the collider is destroying what comes together, but for the purpose of recreating and find out what brought it into existence to begin with. Are you following me? We have some of the greatest scientists in the world that are becoming very religious. Because here they've got Shiva, they've got dances to Shiva, and they are definitely being connected with Shiva, and they're finding things. Let me give you one example. In one of their collisions, when they collided these particles together, they saw things. They were apparitions. They didn't expect to see. They didn't fit in any model. They didn't fit anywhere. They don't belong, but they could not deny the reality of it. Something was going on inside there that they could not explain. And it was scary for them. For the scientist has his paper and his pencil and his books, and if it doesn't fit in his paper and his pencil and his books, it's out the window. They don't understand. They have a hard time accepting the fact that there is a spirit world out there. Stephen Hawking, a theoretical physicist, has warned these people. You are about to open Pandora's box. And once you open Pandora's box, you cannot put back in what came out of that box.
Who are you?
Sentinels! No, they're everywhere.
Sentinels? Who are these sentinels?
Huge, monstrous things. Hideous things that will devour you whole.
Come on, Svetlana. He's crazy.
I'm crazy. You come here of your own free will. You're crazy. You'll never escape.
You obviously escaped.
Yes, but I'm not crazy. I'm a genius. I hid in a coffin with my friend's corpse, so when they buried him out here, I could escape. Ah, they found me!
What was that all about?
I'm not sure. He was totally mad. But one thing I am sure of. There are vampires here. I can smell them. Did you see the bite marks on his neck?
Yes. Tell us what you know and keep it brief. You can worry about our safety later.
A great evil has befallen us. You've seen some signs of that evil here. The oppression from Castle Gaustadt has become more and more severe since our people, settled in this valley after the bloody reign of Andronicus Comnenus.
Andronicus? Andronicus ruled in the 12th century.
Impressive. You know our history well. Our people have been here a long time, and each year our village falls deeper into ruin. I feel we've only a few years left, and because of your actions today, we might have even less time. Count Voiku's wrath will descend upon this innocent town when he learns his sentinels have been slain.
Count Voiku?
He is the master of Castle Gaustadt, beyond the forest, on the mountain that overlooks this valley.
Tell us about this Count. He is not a normal man, is he?
What do you mean?
He's a vampire, is he not?
Well, yes. That is rumored to be so. Yes, stranger. Let us spar.
I don't think you'd like the outcome.